Gone are the days when citizens' movements are restricted only to the streets or to iconic locations in Mumbai like Azad Maidan. They are, in fact, going like everything else online and specifically on Twitter. We're here speaking to journalist, activist, author, and in fact one of the architects of what's being called a Tweet Morcha. And as of right now, Bank Se Bachao, a hashtag, is trending on Twitter. What's this about, Sucheta?
Well, it's very simple. It's about us, the middle class consumers, who never matter to any politician or policy maker. We are making our voice heard. And I think social media is giving us a medium to make our voice heard. It's completely unique. It's happening for the first time. And it's sort of developed because even things like online petitions are a new medium which gives a voice to us, the middle class. Because, I've heard from a bank chairman that a former finance minister told him, if you're talking about people who get 2 meals a day, their problems are not really a priority. So I think this has to end because look at the manner in which they're ripping us off on bank charges, okay? The 6% that they earn is the highest in the world. And when I keep saying 6%, I'm talking about a minimum spread of 6%. It's actually higher. If this is the kind of money they earn on our accounts, and if savings and current account is the most profitable segment for any bank, isn't it outrageous that you're being charged to withdraw money, you're being charged for checkbooks, you're being charged to deposit, you've been charged if a check bounces and you are the loser. So, somebody bounces a check, instead of punishing him, you're being punished, and we keep quiet.
But I have a point here. There was an outcry a short while back when SBI, India's largest bank, reintroduced the minimum balance requirement. But then it sort of went quiet after that. You yourself had launched a petition and an online petition. You signed a memorandum along with several bank unions, along with several NGOs. It's still on, but it didn't get a response from the RBI.
No, in fact, if you look at all the updates on the petition, the RBI has been responding from time to time. So you look at every update of mine. So what happens first, we say that digital transactions, the digital safety, which only in India, the onus is on you to prove that you've not done anything wrong, unlike the world. That draft regulation was put out in August 2016, okay? It remains a draft regulation. So what does the RBI do? It goes out and makes a statement that digital fraud is increasing and this is outrageous. They're not doing anything about it. Then they've changed the banking ombudsman rules. We made one of the issues that we complained about was, mis-selling of insurance products. So they've added it to the ombudsman. It's not as though they haven't done anything, but what they are doing is too cosmetic, too little. It's like a band-aid on a gushing wound. And I think it's not enough. It's by far not enough. And if they think that, okay, we are going to keep quiet because they've done something, and it's probably like they're giving us a face saver so that we can go and say, oh, we are successful, something happened. I don't think it's good enough. And a lot of people have asked me, are you politicizing it? I really don't care. We are in a democracy. Okay, we have gone to our finance minister first. We have written to the Reserve Bank. It's not an individual issue. We have taken it up collectively. All consumer organizations in Bombay have joined us. Financial experts have joined us. Now, what do you do when they don't listen? So if somebody comes along and says, I will help you, I would be daft not to take that help, right?
And you're talking about this particular, it was essentially Sanjay Nirupam whose brainchild this was, along with you, of course.
The Twitter Morcha, yeah. Trying to do it on Twitter, and I think, one of the reasons why a lot of media interest has got generated is because there is a political party associated with it.
What's the next step? I understand that a PIL was being discussed. Is that still on the cards, and how would that go about?
Okay, there are two things. It is still being discussed. If you look at our memorandum, there are about 15 issues that we have raised. We have been advised that you go with 15 issues to the court. They're going to cherry pick one or two and you're going to have a decision on that. We think that the most outrageous of all the rip-offs is what they're doing to mortgage borrowers, okay? So home loan borrowers. So we want to look at a PIL on home loans because I think there it is so bizarre that you have a floating rate which only floats up and it doesn't float down. And the manner in which it floats up is automatic, and when it goes down, you have to pay like an octroi. I mean, if this government is getting rid of octroi, it better get rid of that charge also.
That and the whole issue of the conversion of base rate to marginal cost of lending.
Exactly. So the first rip-off was when it was BCLR. The second time it's MCLR. And you know what really outrages me is I've been there. I've had a loan twice. And all of us are so involved in our careers, and you're barely managing to make ends meet. With a big chunk of about 30% of your salary goes into it. To ask those customers, the only way they can protest is probably joining an online petition or a Tweet Morcha like this. Because to tell them to even take half an hour off and come and join any other kind of traditional protest is not possible. So I think that is probably going to be our first thing if we are forced to go to a PIL. But I think, the government is all the time communicating with us on Twitter. It better be a two-way street, right? Why will they not listen to us on Twitter?
On that note, I'm going to say thank you so much for speaking to Bloomberg, Quint, and wish you all the best.